Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, a.k.a. PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast. It's the podcast where we have digital discussions, the worlds of pop culture, social media, sports, and of course hockey. As always, I'm your host, Peter Meliodas, and on Twitter it goes PD Beats. My guest was drafted in the third round of the 2018 NHL Entry Draft in Dallas, Texas by the Montreal Canadiens. He is a defenseman committed to Northeastern University. Next year, Jordan Harris. Jordan, welcome to Popternative.
Thank you very much.
We talked about it a little bit before we started this interview. How was the camp in Montreal? You're going to a pretty prestigious team, and you're going to the Bell Center. And did you enjoy soaking it all in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't get a more storied franchise outside of Montreal. So yeah, I mean, it was really special. Just to be up there. I mean, you learn from those guys. I mean, we played 15 years in the NHL, just helping out with the kids there. But yeah, it was definitely really cool to do everything, and we stayed pretty busy, but I definitely thought I learned a lot for sure.
Was there anyone you met that you were really impressed with, whether it was a veteran, whether it was someone else at the development camp with you?
You mean player-wise? Or?
Yeah, player-wise. Or person-wise, like anyone that helped you or gave you some guidance while you were there? Yeah.
I mean, I spoke a good amount with Rob Ramage. He's head of player development there. So that was really special. I mean, a great player himself. Just to kind of hear what he went through and kind of what it took for him to be so successful, and I mean, what it takes to be a pro. That was definitely really interesting.
Let's talk a little bit about you. When did you kind of decide that hockey was your thing? When did you kind of decide you wanted to be a defenseman? What was kind of the quote-unquote TSN turning point of your hockey career when you started to take it very seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I've been skating since I was 3, maybe. My dad and my brother both, or my brother still plays, but my dad played. And so, I mean, it's kind of always been in our house. So, I mean, growing up, we took it really seriously. I mean, I started off as a goalie myself. So, I mean, I played forward, defense, and goalie. So probably around, I mean, maybe like Pee Wee year, or maybe before then, I definitely stuck to defense. And then, I mean, it's kind of just throughout like my years in different levels. I mean, you definitely take it more and more seriously, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely been my main focus. I mean, since I was young.
Take us back to the draft. Take us back to the moment where you heard your name called. Where were you specifically? What was your phone like? I'm sure it was just exploding. What was that whole experience like?
Yeah, a little bit. We were actually in Dallas, me and my family, and then my advisors also. So we were right there. It was definitely a surprise. I mean, I talked to Montreal a little bit, but I didn't know to what extent their interest was. And so it was a little bit surprised, but I mean, it's obviously a great honor. And then to kind of hear the support from my friends and family back home, I mean, I couldn't be more grateful to kind of have them there and go through it with them. Yeah, it was really special.
They had a big haul in this year's draft. There was a lot of you that got drafted by the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, 11 guys. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's pretty wild. So I have a question for you. I mean, I'm sure when you were down there, the word poutine was mentioned. Did you have a chance to eat poutine yet?
No, I've actually never tried it at all. No.
Did you know what it was before you got drafted to the Montreal Canadiens?
Yeah, definitely. We have some. I'm good friends with some Canadians I was at KUA, but yeah, I've definitely heard all about it.
Absolutely. You made a decision to pursue academics and go play hockey at Northeastern next year, I believe. What was kind of the reasoning for that choice, and what do you expect to happen at Northeastern in terms of developing yourself as a player?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, we'd always gone to college hockey. I mean, there's so many great schools around kind of the Massachusetts area, the New England area. So it was always part of my dream to play college hockey. I mean, you see the great players. I mean, Hockey East. So that was definitely my main focus and one of my goals. But I mean, going in next year is kind of just to kind of take it all in at first. I mean, obviously get better. I mean, on and off the ice, strength wise, all hockey aspects. But I'm definitely really looking forward to it. I mean, it's a large jump from high school hockey for sure. But yeah, just looking to take it all in, kind of see what I can do with it. You know.
Who is Jordan Harris off the ice, and who is Jordan Harris on the ice?
I'd say off the ice, I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I like to kind of spend time with friends and family. I mean, golf, fish, just kind of keep it low key, I guess. Yeah, I mean, on the ice, I'd say more of my competitive side comes out a little bit. There isn't as much of a chance to show that side off the ice. So yeah, I get a little more competitive, a little more edge, I guess, a little bit.
Absolutely.
I like to win for sure.
No, for sure. I mean, it's summertime, so there's going to be a lot of summer activities that are going to be going down. What are your favorite things to do in the summer, whether it's a sport or just going camping? Is there anything you like doing in the summer specifically?
Yeah, I mean, you spend a lot of time in the rink and training, so, I mean, outside of that, I just try to, keep it kind of relaxing. I play tennis with my brother. We go out golfing a good amount. So, I mean, just honestly, just kind of keeping it, just trying to enjoy the time I can with my friends from home. And we don't really do anything major, no like vacation with the family or anything. But yeah, I mean, I definitely like to do different stuff outside of hockey.
Have you played spike ball yet?
Yeah, so much spike ball.
It's the best. I love it.
I know, I agree.
It is a great time. I played it for the first time on Canada Day, and it was very hot. It was ridiculously hot, and we went out and played for about like half an hour, and it was just, we were done. We were dead. It was like,
I know.
But it's just so much fun. But a lot of people don't realize, especially for goalies, the hand-eye coordination aspect of it, it's important for hockey players.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you do it at the beach or something like that, it's hard. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So the long-term goal is to play professional hockey in the National Hockey League. There's no surprise there. No one's talking otherwise. What are some of the short-term goals for Jordan Harris? What do you need to do now so that you could one day reach that long-term goal of playing in the National Hockey League for the Montreal Canadiens? Yeah.
I mean, that's right on. That's definitely the end goal. I'd say right now, I really think it's just the little things. It's working on, the different aspects of my game, different weaknesses, and also continuing on my strengths. Just getting in the gym. Preparing myself as much as I can for next year at Northeastern, and then, just moving on there. Honestly, just trying to learn as much as I can, get better every day. Definitely.
Are you ready for the challenge of balancing academics and hockey? Because everyone says they are ready for it, but what are some of kind of the things that you're kind of preparing yourself for mentally to balance that? Because the fact of the matter is, you're gonna have to balance both of them, and it's like two jobs at once, right? Are you ready for that challenge?
Yeah, I think I am. I'd call myself a pretty organized guy. And at prep school, that was our year-long commitment. Doing that. So I definitely think going through the prep school route has kind of helped prepare me for that. But yeah, I'd definitely say I'm ready for it. Although it is definitely a step up.
talk a little bit about that whole prep school decision. When did you kind of decide that you want to do that? Do you recommend for players to go to the prep school route, depending on their situation and what they want to accomplish? What was your experience like at prep school?
Yeah, I mean, I really cherished my time at Kimball Union. I thought kind of like the availability of everything. I mean, academics obviously is really important, and it was great to kind of get that side of it there. But I mean, at prep school, you have anything you can want. You have the rink right there, the gym available at all times, and you have your teammates. I mean, with you all the time. So there's that bonding aspect there, but I would definitely recommend it. I mean, all guys are a little different, and you have to kind of keep your time oriented because it's a really structured day. So it varies guy to guy, but if you really want that kind of structure and like preparation for college especially, I think it's definitely really important.
You grew up in the Boston area, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
That is a unbelievable area for sports, not just hockey, but that's just like a sports, like that's a sport area. What sports did you play besides hockey growing up? Because I'm sure there's no way you just played hockey. And what sport besides hockey were you taking a little bit more seriously than other sports?
Yeah. Growing up, I mean, it was pretty much anything I could get my hands on. Soccer, basketball, baseball, lacrosse, everything. With the Celtics, Patriots, all those teams, you see it all really. I'd say lacrosse as I got older was definitely the one I focused on outside of hockey. And I played it all the way up until last year. So just the kind of similarities in the games, the physicality of lacrosse, the speed. You see some parallels between that and hockey. So
technically, I was just about to say, lacrosse is Canada's national sport. It's not hockey.
Yeah.
And that's something that people are going to argue with you and be like, no, it's hockey. No, our national sport is lacrosse, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a growing sport. You see a lot more people playing, and I think it's good. I think it's a fun sport.
Before the draft, we had Sarah Noel on the show, who got drafted by the Florida Panthers in the second round of the National Hockey League draft, and he was telling me that he also played Ultimate Frisbee growing up, and he loved to play that. I feel like that's a sport that's about to take off, and I'll tell you why. Everyone wants to get in shape, right? Yeah. I don't think I've ever played a sport involved with more. You're running. All you're doing is running, and you're running faster than soccer, because if the frisbee sailing is going, you gotta get there.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you see all those Sports Center top 10s of Ultimate Frisbee guys diving and stuff like that in the end zone.
Yeah. It's wild.
I played a little myself. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And we're gonna start seeing spike ball, because I don't know if you see the highlights of spike ball on YouTube. It's nuts. It's wild. Yeah. It's crazy.
I know. Yeah, especially the pro guys. I mean, it's so fast.
They're pro spike ball players.
I know.
I would love to see that in the Olympics. I would watch that religiously in the Olympics.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's fun.
We'll wrap up a few quick questions. What are some of the things that you love the most about hockey? I know it's a question that maybe you can't think of one thing, but I don't know, man. I just want to know, everyone, me, I love the energy aspect of hockey. I love the energy from the crowd, from the players, everything. What do you like the most about hockey?
Yeah. I mean, the energy is really special. I'd say kind of just how, I mean, it can bring any two guys together. You can throw over two random guys on a team, and just through, I mean, the similar love for the game, you can bond so quickly, and just kind of joining those guys for a common goal, and seeing success from that hard work. It's definitely something that's really important for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Well, I think we'll wrap up. But Jordan, thanks so much for taking the time to coming on the show and chatting with me. Really appreciate it. Where can people follow you on social media?
I mean, on Twitter, Instagram. I think I might have different usernames for both, but I'm on both. So if you're there, give me a follow. Perfect.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best in the future, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
No problem. This has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for all the video episodes, including a lot of our exclusive NHL prospect draft interviews, like the one with Jordan Harris. We have many of them. And then iTunes or Spotify for the audio-only versions. Until next time, this is Jordan Harris and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.